Hey, what's going on out there? Welcome to a Monday. At the time of this recording, we're looking at November 9th of 2020. Going to do a quick little video here on recommendations on how I would recommend going about finding a place to stay at either probably, if you're going to a destination race, probably an Ironman distance event or a 70.3, or if it's not Ironman branded, this kind of will give you some good tips to go by. And this is how I find places I'm going to stay. I use kind of 4 different sources. I use the Ironman website, kind of good idea where the transitions are, where the finish line is, because that makes a difference in where you're going to stay. I go to vrbo.com, I go to airbnb.com, and I go to Priceline just to get an idea as far as hotels go. So I say that in this day and age of pandemics and cancellations of races, everything I am booking at this point on, I'm booking with a cancellation policy. So I don't get the cheaper, it's worth $20 to be able to cancel it 7 days before the event. So I'd rather spend that $20 if the event happens than have to go through what I've gone through with all the hotels, VRBO, Airbnb, and not having policies and not thinking that a pandemic would cancel all these races for 2020. So this is what I would recommend to go through. Let's switch the screen. We'll watch my computer. So as you can see, the first place I hit is the Ironman website. Notice I am, and sorry for the in and out of the video, but I do want to give you the best kind of recommendations I want to go by. So I go to the course. So go to Ironman Tulsa, May 23rd of 2021. I usually check out the run course because what you're going to look at is where the finish line is. Because where the finish line is, that's probably going to be, for most races, where they're going to collect all your stuff. Your bike, your bags, your transition gear, all that is going to be here. But notice for Ironman Tulsa, it's a little bit, I think what they'll end up doing is put everything by the T2 transition, because T1's out here by the lake, so you're going to ride into town, drop off your bike, and then switch in your run gear, and you go out here and you're going to do the run course. So you're going to do, I believe, 2 loops of this fun little scenic run. I've ran it several times when I've been down in Tulsa. So you're going right along the river trails here, then you're coming back and you're doing that twice. So you come back up here to the finish line area. So you're going to be gassed, you're going to be tired. And what you're going to have to do is grab all your crud that I'm going to surmise they're going to put over here by T2. So then you have everything in one spot, so you don't have to get it here and drag it over here. So what I would recommend is staying close to the finish line. The last thing you probably want to do is stay close to the start area. I did that in 2013 when I did Ironman Lake Tahoe. Transition 1, or the start, and T1 and T2, they were about an hour drive apart. So I spent a lot of time going back and forth, because usually where the finish line is, that's where Ironman Village is going to be. That's where all your gear drop-off is going to be. And that's where they're going to have, if they have them, buses to get you to the start line. So I would recommend finding someplace close to the finish line, because at the end of the day, that's when they'll have all their crud, and that's where they're gonna base getting you from there to wherever the start is. So they're gonna plan it. Ironman is, and most events are gonna plan it around the central location of the finish line, Ironman Village. So that's what you're gonna be looking for. So with that in mind, let's switch back. So I hit vrbo.com and I'm checking in. If I say the race is May 23rd, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna check in the Friday before. Usually, like, events have been changing it, so you can do check-in the day before an event. It's on May 23rd. So I'm a 3-hour drive away. So for me, the 21st is not a big problem. It might be the 20th. So just make sure you pick the right dates, because that does make a difference. So going to the map, so I'm looking at, this is the Greenwood District, and that is close to where the finish line area is. So inside this loop here. So unfortunately, I don't like VRBO because they don't show the prices on here, but you just click and you show. So it's $89 a night. It's got 1 rating. So I would highly recommend getting places, Airbnb, VRBO, cancellation policy, and making sure it's been rated. So this is 1 rating and it's only 2 stars. So that's kind of ominous. So $200 a night. So I did click on free cancellation. So maybe you want to do 30 days. So maybe that'll give you a few more options. Didn't really give me two more options. So this one, I do like it because it's a little bit close. Click on there. So it does look kind of nice. They do have one, see what the rating is on that bad boy. So owner, nice property, would use it again. So it looks like it's a nice little stylish spot. So, but check this. So make sure that you're seeing the details of what the fees are, because they've got their $89 for 3 nights, and then they got a cleaning fee, a service fee, so $336. So that's a pretty good option. So you go to Airbnb, you've got this nice location here. And I've looked at this place in the past. It's so-so. It doesn't look all that great. So you can find a house. There's a super host. This one, unfortunately, Airbnb will not let you check unless you click on the actual property. So this one actually looks pretty nice. Check in, free cancellation until 3 p.m. on May 20th. So I'm checking in the same days. So this is free cancellation until May 20th. So this is golden as far as check-ins and cancellations and all that. Looks like a pretty nice place. So you look at 63 times 3 nights, cleaning fee, service fee. So 262. So we found a place for VRBO 336, 262. So notice locations. This one's a little bit out, so you're paying a little bit less. This one's right in the heart of things. So also check if this location, if you can park on site. This looks kind of like maybe an apartment type of a place. So make sure that there's bedrooms, amenities, parking. So great. So just make sure that you keep all this in mind when you're looking through. And then we go to Priceline. So hotels, it's kind of a gamble right now. They were kind of my last line of defense, but nowadays they want your business and they are lowering prices to get it. So Ironman's got partner hotels, but it doesn't really get you too much of a discount. But I like this guy right here. Is kind of interesting at $64 a night. So click on that guy, see what happens. So notice that's pretty much in there. I mean, you could walk that in the morning if you wanted to over the start. You don't have to drive a car. Doesn't look too bad. So Holiday Inn, Tulsa City Center, $65 a night, 3-star hotel, pretty good ratings. So the important part is I like to click on show total price, including taxes and fees. Then you get the actual real price, $280. That's non-refundable. $292 is non-refundable. Free cancellation, $400. So notice, non-refundable. So that's the kicker. So all these non-refundables. So you can get a free cancellation, but now it's $400. So that then makes these a little bit more appealing. So you got your 1 bedroom, 262. You got a free cancellation up to May 20th. VRBO, 100% refund. You cancel on May 7th. 50% refund. Cancel. So by May 7th, we should have a pretty good idea of what's going on. So I'd be semi-comfortable. So 336, and you're staying pretty close. 262, you're a little bit outside of town, so you have to drive to the start line. And then at this point, I would kind of not look, unless you wanted to look at different hotels. Maybe they have different cancellation policies. $149 a night, decent ratings, free cancellation. Let's check what the whole price up, $500. So it looks like hotels are getting pretty expensive. So if you did find a hotel, I would check the rates online. Holiday Inn, Tulsa City Center. So I would go check just to make sure that the rates aren't different. Follow me here. So May 21st through the 24th. 1 adult search, best available. So we got 132 a night. Let's just see if it's refundable. Exclusive rate 139. Refundable 142. So let's just say we're looking at that. Select that rate. And $522. So the keys are finding a place to stay is look at the Ironman website, find the finish area, find transition 2. That's where all your stuff's going to be. Ironman Village, that's where all the stuff's going to be at the end of the race. And they will plan on getting you from that area to the start if it is different than that location. So Ironman Tulsa is a 2 transition race, so they will take you up to the lake. So they will have buses at Ironman Village to pick you up so you can drop all your stuff over there, and then we'll deliver it to the race for special needs and everything. And then they will leave your bike at T2, and they'll probably take your stuff up there to T2 because it's pretty close to the finish line area, and you can probably walk up there and get your stuff and be on your way. So I would recommend looking for a place close to the downtown area where the finish line is. And then, like I said, Airbnb, vrbo.com, Priceline.com, or Kayak, whatever you use. Check all the different rates, check all the different hotels, check the cancellation policies, check the ratings to make sure they've got good ratings. Just check everything there. And then it's just kind of a matter of, for me personally, after what we just looked at, I would pick probably the Airbnb. It's a little bit further away, but it's got a great cancellation policy, and it is $262 compared to, unfortunately, hotels are $500. So the hotels had a good rate, but unfortunately, they did not have a good cancellation policy. So you'd be out all that money unless you want to pay, $120 more than using an Airbnb at this point in time. So that's my recommendations. So if you got any questions, or if you got a specific race you're doing, maybe I've done this exercise for that race, so let me know. Put in the comments if you have any other questions or suggestions or anything you found helpful. Just trying to get this out in front of you of how to find a good place to stay and avoid the situation of 2020 where we all just kind of went for the base rates and didn't say, okay, what's your cancellation policy? Because there could be a pandemic that cancels all these races. No, we didn't really plan on that. So now we need to. And that kind of changed the game for this stay for Ironman Tulsa. So hopefully that helped you out. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. Anything else, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out. Good luck out there and happy training.